everybody, this is George. I am an 80s Transformer fan. Welcome back to another toy review. Today I have in front of me Robot Heroes CG02. Basically this guy, it is a KO and he's based on the very first Starscream they released. I think it was 01 from Takara, and they mixed it with the MP11 mode. They made like the modern updates to it, but it's still in that green color. He came packaged in this mailer box. If you saw my haul review, you saw me pull it out. And I'm going to get right into it. Check him out. And he comes clamshell, some instructions. And as the box said, this is 02. 01 was basically the Walmart Masterpiece Starscream colors, where it was like white with the panel lines. That's what's depicted on this instruction booklet. It says Airstrikes at the top. Well, I don't know. A look at the toy, the stand, the little figure he comes with, and instructions on how to transform it. And here he is. Comes in this clamshell. I believe I stated before, it's not taped. There's two clamshells actually. Behind it is the stand, the giant stand for this thing. Now I got this figure. I actually have two different. Oh, it is taped. This toy is taped, which is, I like that it's taped. It means somebody actually probably did some QC on it before it went out. Took a look at it, and taped it up before it went out. I'm hoping it did. Okay. He's in the package. He's semi-transformed. He's squatted to fit. And here he is. He feels pretty good in hand, just taken out of the box. Here are his two null rays. And he also comes with alternate head, which I've been begging for since the original molds. Because the first version of this, the MP03, you can like switch the face. Oh. Yeah, the first version of this, you could switch the face to the smirk, and I love this smirk. This is another reason why I bought this toy. I bought two of them from two different companies, two giant size Starscreams. Also, he comes with a pilot, which he's in the same generic color, which kind of sucks, and the molding is not very detailed like the molding on the official ones, and he's larger, should be a little bit more detailed. That's kind of crap. And at the bottom, moves to the side, is his stand. Nothing special, just a duplicate blown up of the original stand, but this one doesn't have the Decepticon symbol or say Starscream on it. And here is a little clear piece. You can put them on in jet mode or robot mode. But anyway, on to the figure. Okay, here he is. I'm glad he wasn't all safety, theft free, tied up. It feels pretty good so far. He's nice and hefty. Feels like they worked in a little bit more die cast. Try to get him in a full robot mode. Separate his legs. Oh goodness, this thing, it feels heavy and solid, and it feels quality. I'm telling you, right out of the box. Free his feet. Fold those back, slide these up, both sides, give his feet some clearance. Oh, he is a hefty guy. Loving it already. As long as I don't break anything, he's not fragile. I'm loving this, I'm telling you. I'm trying to get this guy more in the focus. Rotate his wrist around. I believe it goes that way. Tab down this way. And I don't know why Takara shrunk their guys in the first place. Because anytime somebody blows up their mold, it's that more impressive. Because this is Takara's work, and which was already an impressive toy. But these third parties come along, Forgot about a stabilizer. The third parties come along, take what they did, blow it up, and Transformers fans go nuts. I mean, I wonder if they think about the fact that maybe they shouldn't have reduced them. I heard they reduced size to make Hasbro happy, to get a more mass-produced, sellable size to all ages, not just adults. But here he is. I mean, he feels awesome. I don't have my original Green Scream, he's affectionately named, to compare him with, but he's awesome. He has panel lines in him that I don't remember, the panel line detail that I don't remember the Green Screen version having. He may have, but I don't think so. I mean, he had the lines there, he just didn't have them with the wash and the little lines running through his panels. I mean, he feels great. Get his null rays on there. They even have the ball joint gimmick. I hope I can get them all right correctly. The ball jointed gimmick from the MP11 version. I'm glad they didn't just blow up the MP03 one with the skirts. The skirts was a pain. And then they turned around and put the skirts on Ironhide and Ratchet, which was retarded. But here he is. Oh, he feels great. It's pretty much the same mold. Trying to see some differences. I know they made changes to it to improve it. I know the chest is one of them, where the chest doesn't separate from the body when you do it like this, which I really like. And they added articulations to each finger, so you don't have to get a third party to get hands like everybody do to the Masterpiece guys. Each finger is individually articulated and is articulated at 2 different points. The wrist 360s. The thumb is on a ball joint, of course. Go back up to the head. The head is on a ball joint, and it will 360 if you can clear it. He has the little vents on the side to squeeze in, just like MP11 version. And if you've seen it before, it's all the same articulation. Rotates at the bicep. The no ray keeps it from going all the way back. Arm, it's a 360. It's a strong ratchet. You can hear that. Nice strong ratchet. The double joint at the elbow. His waist, like, you still can't get anything out of there because he's carrying around this junk in here. His legs. Oh, I wish they had improved. Oh, just popped the panel. I wish they had improved. I hope it's not broke. I wish they had improved it where, I see where it goes. The panel came up so you can get it all the way up like this. But because the panel's there, without breaking it, you only get it like that. So, okay, yeah, I got a little ambitious and popped the panel. He has an upper thigh swivel. He bends at the knee. He doesn't rotate at the knee. And his foot, it rocks and swivels due to transformation. And you can move the little jet vent around if you want to, but it really doesn't do anything. That's pretty much the extent of articulation on these guys. The jets, to me, they look great standing there, but they always were a letdown. Both versions, the first mold version with the skirts, the 03 and MP11. As far as articulation, with like nothing you can do at the waist, which I think they could have put something in there. And now they're making Masterpiece guys more articulated and more action figure-ish. They're kind of leaving this mold behind. But anyway, back to the KO. And also I stated he has the smirking head. How it pains me to do this. And I'm going to try to pop his head off. And I knew it would be on there tight because it should come off. And I popped some of the other, like the Toys R Us version, head would just pop the hell off. Okay, I had to lean it back to pop it off. It's always scary when you're doing something like this. Try to come. Okay, I just had to hold it steady, a little bit of force, and it's on there. He's got the smirk. And again, this was a selling point for me. I finally got my smirking Starscream back. I had the first green version. I sold it when they said they were coming out with a 2.0 version. The wings seem to tab in pretty good in the back. They're not popping out. And man, this guy's hefty. I wonder where there's more die cast at. I know they did some work in here. Oh, let me open up the chest on this figure. Oh man. He still has the bombs. They seem a little bit flatter and a little bit less attention to detail. And the other ones had like a little bit of shape like it was a bomb. These got just look like pegs or maybe studio lights. So that's a little bit different. And then I got a little bit of scraping on some of my paint. It's not pretty bad, but it's there just to let anybody who might be interested in this toy know. I grabbed it off of TF Direct, where a lot of these KOs come from, the main distributor. I know you can get them in a lot of places. But here he is with the smirking head. He'll probably be wearing this head forever. And I'm gonna just have this one somewhere in the box. That's pretty much all I think I can say about this guy in robot mode. The paint looks pretty good from where I can tell, other than the little scrapes here. I don't see any drips or slop. Just look like he got a little bit banged around in the box, and this was like a contact point to the plastic and probably got a little bit scraped off. And there are no Decepticon logos on this guy, which kind of sucks. It's like, at what point is it trademark infringement? I mean, you stole, oh, and I like the wings up high like this. Anyway, you stole the mold. You even stole the smirk and you blew it up. So at which point, like, why not just go all the way and put the decals on there? And I'm going to try to get some Decepticon decals, because he looks naked at the wings without those. It's really, really bothering me. So I'm going to get this guy in jet mode. Well, you know what? Before I get him in jet mode, give me one sec. Okay, when they first kicked off the Masterpiece line, when it was first rumors and you was first reading about it, I think I first read about it in Toy Fair magazine. And the Masterpiece guys were coming. And the very first one we got was MPO1. And I remember dreaming of these guys coming out, the die cast, the rubber, the chrome, and I had very, very high hopes for this line. So grab MPO1. Anyway, they get to MPO3 and we get the green version of this guy. And scale wise, it was like, what the fuck? Like, what just happened? Why? Like what happened here? And then I used to think to myself, well, maybe this was how they were supposed to be represented in robot mode, and the cartoon just didn't get it, and we just didn't get it. Maybe when he turned from a truck to a robot, he supersized, and when he came from a jet, he downsized. And then, you know, they made all type of excuses from the line. And I was never happy with the size, let alone the color of the green screen. Then I learned that the green screen was green because the actual base jet mode is this awful color. The real jet is this color. And Starscream is based off the base mode of the jet. Obviously, they added the red and the blue, but the gray was the original base color. And now that this jet is pretty much this color. So I bought this to sort of kind of go with this figure. It was like a itch that I can never scratch, even though he might be a little bit too big to go with this guy. But this is because I have him and I have Megatron from the original Masterpiece guys that no longer scale with anybody, and this gives me a little bit something extra to look at with these two guys side by side. And Starscream looks pretty big next to him. but Optimus Prime is still taller. But this scratches an itch for me that I had for a long time since I got this guy in the mail. I ordered it from overseas. It came in the mail. The box was huge for the original 03 Green Scream Starscream. The box was huge, and then but you open up the box. I think he was in jet mode. Then when you transformed it down, he turned into this little shit. And I kept like maybe I did it wrong. I kept trying to extend this, trying to see if the transformation was wrong. Like, what the hell did I do? But he was this little squat guy. And after like 2 figures, we had a new scale. Then Megatron came out. Then Megatron was big as hell. And it always bugged me. So this figure, like I said, is the scratch an itch I had for a long time. And that's enough of me rambling about that. I'm gonna transform him. I'm gonna transform him off camera. I know you probably seen a review of this guy. And I'm not trying to fiddle around with it and these little corners and things like this. So I'll be right back. Okay, here he is all transformed. And I tell you, this scale is so impressive. And I said it before in reviews where I got the giant figures. It just shows you what Takara did. They made improvements to this. This KO, not one panel, not one piece fell off. The null rays didn't even fall off. And they're on like a little ball joint. When I was trying to transform it, makes me wish I did it on camera. But nothing fell off of this guy. And at this scale, the things you can see and the detail, I mean, it is amazing. I don't know if the camera's picking up or letting you understand the scale and the size of this figure. I mean, it looks very impressive. Let me go to the landing gear. And the landing gear on these guys was always flimsy, from the first one to the current one. So before I get it back to robot mode, the only flaw I can find is like the landing gear wheels don't have that much clearance. Not that the real official one does, but it seems to have just a little bit less. But this thing is damn near flawless. Like, just trying to find a nitpick, all I could come up with, it was that landing gear. This part is a little bit loose, but I don't know if it's because of the weight or whatever. It could maybe tab in a little bit better, but it snaps. You can watch it. It snaps back on. It's not shaking loose. Or maybe it is a little bit. A little separation here, but that's the only thing I can find in this jet mode that has a flaw to it. Here's Starscream on his flight stand in jet mode. Looks great. Pulls off the same little features. Just notice he doesn't come with the missile pods, like the double missiles. Those I wish he came with. I like options. And he displays very well. I mean, the size of this thing is incredible. It looks like one of the old model kits I used to build when I was like a kid, early teenager. Or the little. So before I get it back to robot mode, the only flaw I can find is like the landing gear wheels don't have that much clearance. Not that the real official one does, but it seems to have just a little bit less. But this thing is damn near flawless. Like, just trying to find a nitpick, all I could come up with, it was that landing gear. This part is a little bit loose, but I don't know if it's because of the weight or whatever. It could maybe tab in a little bit better, but it snaps. You can watch it. It snaps back on. It's not shaking loose. Or maybe it is a little bit. A little separation here, but that's the only thing I can find in this jet mode that has a flaw to it. So I'm gonna to give this guy some comparison. I got Sunstorm off the shelf because he's already in jet mode and I don't feel like transforming Starscream. Here's Sunstorm next to this guy, and he's much bigger wingspan. He can carry this guy on his back. Right there, one of the panels came off. When I was getting him off the shelf, he's on the stand, right? And this panel, or was it this panel just fell the hell off, and I'm getting it off the shelf. Nothing has fallen off of this KO, which I think, you know, they made a point to correct that, because a lot of people had issues with that. Let me try this again. Panel came off again. The other panel just came off. But to get this guy up here, he can literally carry the original Seeker mold on his back. And that's impressive scale right there. Man, I cannot say enough about this jet mode. It makes you want to play with it, dog fight with it. It's so big, it's so amazing. This is what the Takara mode should have been in the first place. Why did they not do this? I don't understand. And these KO guys are doing, I think I got this for 69 bucks. It was like 20-some% off from TF Direct. 69 bucks, and the whole big box I got was free shipping, man. And 69 bucks is the same damn toy. The plastic feels a little bit better. I don't understand it. I don't understand. They talk about keeping costs down. If they can do this for 69 bucks on this scale, and this figure right here was right at 200. He came with the cape and crown, but shit, it was like at 200 bucks. I don't know why I got it out. Yeah, I decided to break Starscream out because I couldn't, just couldn't get over how much better I like this. But here are the two of these guys together. Starscream can piggyback this guy. So before I get it back to robot mode, the only flaw I can find is like the landing gear wheels don't have that much clearance. Not that the real official one does, but it seems to have just a little bit less. But this thing is damn near flawless. Like, just trying to find a nitpick, all I could come up with, it was that landing gear. This part is a little bit loose, but I don't know if it's because of the weight or whatever. It could maybe tab in a little bit better, but it snaps. You can watch it. It snaps back on. It's not shaking loose. Or maybe it is a little bit. Get a little separation here, but that's the only thing I can find in this jet mode that has a flaw to it. So I'm gonna get it back in robot mode real quick. You know what? I'm gonna try to do this on camera. This thing is huge, so I'm gonna try. And if it doesn't work, it'll be edited out, and you'll never know. So unpack these. Lift them up, get them out of the way. I fold these down. Always open the legs first. My transformations are never the official transformations, so I don't want to hear it. It's like, hey guy, you didn't do this. I don't want to hear that. Hush. The feet down. Come on, foot. Everything is solid. Tabs in very well. Give me some room to work with. Break the arms out. Give me some room to maneuver the wings on his back. Untap it here. Untap it just here. And now I can separate the wings a little bit better. Get this little part to untap. And that out of the way. This out of the way. Come around here, get this wing free and clear. Come around to the front. Yeah, we got a beautiful mess going on here. It's beautiful. And this part is, I don't know if it's just blown up, but it looks like it's built with some ridges in here, or notches, to keep it from just sliding free. It looks like that's different. Not really sure because it's blown up, but I think they built it in better there. Then they added some pegs here so the chest would hold better, that the original doesn't have. I noticed that when I first transformed it. All right, get these down. Form his abdomen. His hands out. Everything is very, very stiff, which I love. I'm gonna play with this thing a lot, but a lot of the other stuff, when I would break it out for other reviews, I find that it's a lot more worn than I thought. I get the pilot out of here. Bring the nose cone down. Flip the cockpit back. Send this through. Oh, I got to flip down the vents. Forgot about the vents. That tab in. I mentioned it and didn't do it. Straighten up his arms. Send that piece through. Squeeze his head. Bring that gorgeous smirking head around. Collapse the top part. And that's basically it. Need to just clean it up a little bit. You just fold these panels down, turn them around, and tab this little piece in. Tab, pull them out. Tab these pieces in to the back. Dang it. Can't get my nail in there. Get that piece out anyway. I'll come back to that. Open this up. Get his heel spurs out. Heel spurs out. Lock this guy in. And there you have it. Okay, so after transforming this guy to jet and back to robot, absolutely nothing popped off. I love the way it's tabbed in. The plastic feels great. He's heavy. And he's not just heavy because he's larger. He has a little bit more weight in there than if they had just blew this up. Like, this thing is so light. And then after I transformed this one, I transformed this one. And this thing, it feels so tiny now. Like messing with the head and just the little fingers. It feels so inadequate now that I got this larger one. And I tell you, I'm not just saying this because I like bigger toys, which I do. But they should have kept it like this. They should have kept these figures big. And I'm going to do a review dedicated to talking about the scaling choices they've made. But wow, look at that. They should have kept these figures big. And it just feels right. It feels better when you move in the arms, the legs. You can get a look at the details in the toy a lot better because it's blown up. I'm not saying you can't see them on this guy, but it's just better. Then how hard was it for them to put in articulated fingers, man? You can get them from the third-party people with replacement fingers for all type of different Transformer toys for like 20 bucks. What's 20 more bucks to the price to give me articulated hands? The shit already overpriced anyway, you know. But amazing figure. And like I said, the only other version they have out right now is like the Walmart version. They don't have like this version, the not the cartoon accurate colors or more G1 color. But I have another one. I have a more cartoon accurate one. I think that's made by Yes Model. I'm not exactly sure who makes the other one. But I love this damn thing. Happy I got it. Only thing I can really nitpick is the feet aren't fully painted. It's just a little bit off of there. But he's moving around on the surface anyway. Can't see any flaws, anything to complain about other than I wish I had the Decepticon symbol. Like I said, they ripped the shit off anyway. Just steal it all. Shit. That's like breaking into a jewelry store and leaving one watch and taking anything else. But it was my fantasy to fulfill a hole in my Transformers heart when I got this figure and this crap was so little, well, the green one, but now I got a big one. He's a little too big, but I like it. And I highly, if you don't have it and you like the larger scale figures, I highly recommend it. I can't find anything wrong with the damn thing. You know what? Wait. I'll take it back. I had a panel come off. Inside of here, it hides a screw. This panel right here, it popped off. See if I can pop it off again. This right here, I can't get it off, but it popped off during transformation. It wasn't nothing major. And if I wanted to, I could put some glue on it, but I won't bother. But it popped off. Other than that, man, you get two heads. Get the flight stand. You get the pilot. And you get a very high quality knockoff. I put them on par or maybe higher than MP P10. Certainly a little bit higher than I can't remember who makes the giant G1 Grimlock knockoff right now, but I was really impressed by that thing. And this guy, he's right up there. So if you're in the Starscream and you can find them, I got mine at TF Direct. This has been George, the 80s Transformer fan. Thank you for watching my toy review, and I'll see you soon. What's up, everybody? Doing another bonus review. We reached the end of Starscream review. There's not much I can say about this KO that I haven't said in the regular review. I just want to bring out a couple more pieces. Bring out MP P10. A lot of people are putting this Starscream next to this guy in their collection. And I would do this, except for the fact that I think the other Starscream that I have, and I'm going to review that next, actually scales better with this guy. I think they're a little too close in height. I'm going to bring out Takara's Masterpiece Starscream MP11, I believe it is. MP11. And I'm going to bring out TRU10. And as far as height and scaling goes, I think that he's just a little bit too tall. If you going with this and that, then again, I always wish this guy was just a little bit bigger, getting Optimus Prime face a little bit more. So this is how these four guys scale together. I don't know, you tell me what you think. Do you think it's a good match? It's not bad, actually, but I got it to go with the MPO1 mold. Well, it works both ways, I think, now that I look at it. I'll see when I review the other one. Okay, and then here is MPO5. I always forget which MP he is. Megatron, to give Starscream orders. Now I got a little companion piece with this figure. Put them on a shelf together. And bring back MP01. Take on both of these guys. Got him with two guns in his hand. One for Megatron, one for Starscream. This is how I planned it when I bought this green screen guy, and this is where I always imagined this toy line going when it first started. And this is me fulfilling a piece of my second childhood, my adult childhood, and getting this figure. So like I say, it filled a hole that was just always there, and I was living with it. Like I say, when this scale and this mold first arrived in the mail and I tore it open, I was like, what the hell? How did we get to this? And now, I say this is the scale now, but you can't tell me that this wouldn't have been better going forward. This scale right here. And that's why this thing has sold so many copies, because a lot of people wanted the larger scale. This is why MPP10 has sold so many, because a lot of people dig this scale, and I really do. They've made more of these guys. I think they're on Thundercracker Skywarp now. They may have did a Sunstorm, I'm not sure, but they're rolling on with these guys. So far, I don't think the people that made this have made an Optimus yet. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep going with these guys in this scale, but this is just something that I had to do, and I did it. So here it is. What do you think? Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for watching another toy review. See you soon, probably with another Starscream.